heading to work. It is 6:07. I should be there in about almost an hour. Yeah, we're heading into the office. I'm at Dunkin' Donuts trying to get my coffee. I feel like my makeup this morning was not really great. Aunt Flo is on her way, and so I don't know, but I feel like after 40 she act like she coming way too regular, like, and sporadically too, because sometimes she followed the schedule and on the invitation, the time, the place, and then other times it's like a no. So there you go. Thank you. Thank you. I'm at the place where, and I'm glad we're doing a car chat, because I'm at the place where I got some things cooking in the pot, right? We're doing some cooking in the pot. However, it's gonna take me a little bit, which is fine, but I'm going in the right direction. I realized that I had to listen to God, and I got some things cooking. Love the cooking things because it's going in the right direction. I'm listening to God more. I'm understanding why I'm doing certain things. I'm realizing what God is trying to tell me to do. And sometimes, we're hard-headed and we don't want to listen, and we don't want to pay attention to the signs. And I feel like when the fire in my house happened, there were some signs that were starting to come up, right? I had just started this new job in late October, which, by the way, I went after more money because I wanted to remodel my house. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna stay at this job. I'm going to take some of this money and I'm going to remodel my kitchen and all this stuff, which that's still in the plans. It's just that the fire happened to have happened, and so now my house is being remodeled regardless, right? So I started telling my therapist how for years where I've been coming to her, I've literally told her about my plans for the years to come and things that I want to work on internally, and where I'm at, self-awareness stuff. And I feel like the last couple of years we've really made progress in the things that I'm trying to achieve and understand, and it's a really great thing. I had that really great aha moment. So I started this new job, and I used to hear it a lot, right? Oh God, there goes the ambulance. All right, he go in that direction, and I'm headed to the highway. Y'all know it takes me about 20 minutes to get to the motherfucking highway from my house or in my vicinity, because I don't live nowhere near the highway. But anywho, I did really great, and I started this job, and I realized that the self-awareness that I have been working on for years has allowed me to open up my eyes and see things for what they truly are. And a lot of times we like to ignore things, and I said I'm not ignoring this one. I don't know what it was. It was set in my soul. It was set in my heart, bitch, do not ignore these signs. And so I decided to venture out on a new journey, and I am happy that I ventured out on the new journey. And it's at first I was we got to move back into the house in the summer when everything is said and done. I want to redo things in the house, redecorate it properly, turn the house into a home again, kind of just redo, revamp, right? So my mind is okay, the money, where's that money coming from? This new venture, can I afford to tap into this new venture? And by the grace of God, he put me in alignment with where I can actually complete this journey and this new thing, this new venture within a certain time period and for a certain amount, and like, you know, like straight honestly do a payment plan. Like I could have paid it outright, but then I realized like I have other things that I need to get done, and I didn't want to just like not splurge, but I didn't want to drop that kind of money up front. So when I talked to the lady with the venture and I asked her, you know, gave her all the information and we talked and we discussed things, she was like, oh, how do you want to pay? Do you want to pay in full or do you want a payment plan? Like, what do you want? Because we have options. And I was like, baby, you're speaking my language. Options. And I did a payment plan. I did a 12-month payment plan, but I could pay it off before the 12 months because, you know, if it gets halfway, I'm already completed with the venture or did whatever, I can then go ahead and pay it off, you know, budget-wise. I could budget in to pay it off, you know, because you got to do that sometimes. So sometimes, you know, like you don't know where it's coming from, but God gave me a way and I took it. So this job literally allowed me to know that this ain't it. This is not it. Because by the time you see this video and I'm speaking it into existence, I will be announcing my new venture to you guys and what I've been up to. It will not be, this video is going to be recorded today, April 12th, but you probably will not see this video until maybe September, okay? I'm actually going to save this on my hard drive. I'm leaving this part in, and you guys will see what I've manifested in my life and where I am listening to God more, okay? I'm listening to God more. I went to this job, and I'm being realistic with you guys. When you know your worth, people try to test it, right? People try to like minimize it and bring it down, and they try to make you feel small because they're feeling small. I've been to therapy long enough to know how to decipher between when someone is trying to appease themselves and make themselves feel like valuable at my expense by hurting others or hurting me and something like that. And I'm glad that with the knowledge of therapy and all that I've been going through, is that when it comes to holding on to things, I no longer hold on to things that do not serve me purpose or serve me well. And one of those things is like hatred or outright disdain or dislike for others. So let me give you an example. The company that I was at for over almost 10 years, close to 10 years, I left at my 7-year mark, actually. I've been at that company and I've moved up the ladder, right? I've moved up the ladder, hit that bump up there. And then I worked for a lady who did not care that I was basically getting the attention. And we ain't gonna tell you what color she is because y'all already know what color she is, right? What is it called? The microaggression. That was happening to me at that job. She got let go before I left because I made a point to report her. And HR is not your friend, but I made it a point to tell HR that you either figure out how to deal with it, because if you don't, I will report this company to the EEOC. And not only that, I'm putting my name up on everything. Like, I ain't anonymously reporting this company or reporting anybody. I am putting every motherfucking person's name on this motherfucking sheet when I applied for the EEOC. I joined the EEOC website just for the simple fact to learn about how to report these motherfuckers, right? So I got the racism, I got all that. I even told them about how she fucking was messing with my paycheck. Don't fuck with my money. I work hard for my shit. Do not fuck with my money. When you start fucking with my money and my vacation time, whoo, girl, let me tell you, they know not to play with me. So she got let go. But it was sad because when I first started the company, like when I first moved to Nashville, like I knew she was at another location, and she came, and she, you know, we were cool because we had similarities. We worked for the company before, so we had, like, you know, we knew where each other was at, you know, all this stuff, and we were cool. But if she was my manager, and then she go in these rooms, and in the rooms everybody's talking about how great I am, and she took offense of that, like, oh well, I'm the manager, I'm the boss. She literally told me that. She was like, I'm her boss, you stay out of it. And I was like, what the fuck? In my mind, I'm thinking, if I'm the boss and you're under me and you're doing a great job, that's a wonderful reflection on me as a manager, because I'm allowing you to be great. I am allowing you to do what it is for you. So after they let her go, and then they gave me another shitty manager, and I realized with him what was up from day one. I'd known him for a while, so I knew what was up with him, and I was like, yeah, he don't know shit. Got this little job because he knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody, and that's how he got into this position. And the day that I gave him my notice, let me tell you, he was on the phone in the Zoom call, and I said, next to blah 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 is going to be my last day. He was silent for about it felt like 5 minutes or an hour, but he was silent for a bit because his plans got ruined. I ruined his scheme. I ruined it. As soon as I left, he jumped shit from the group that I was in, because he couldn't handle it without me. I was holding the whole fucking thing together. My coworker that I work well together, we're friends, she told her boss that they knew they were treating me like shit, and they should have kept me and made things better, and then all the shit would have fallen apart. Like, literally, I left that company in March of 2022, and do you know, I think it was like, no, December, or a little before December, because she hadn't had her baby yet, and she texted me, and she was like, hey, how are you doing? I was like, I'm great. She's like, I have a question. She's like, when did you leave? And I was like, in March. She was like, okay, now that makes sense. I said, what happened? She's like, everything fell apart the minute you left. I was like, oh well, that ain't where I was supposed to be. God was telling me a long time ago, get out of here. Why is you still here? He was making me uncomfortable. He was like, you ain't listening, get your butt up out of here. Then I went to the next job, and he was like, okay, so you still ain't, so you being hard-headed. You still gonna be hard-headed and not go and do what I tell you to do. And you know, it took me a while to figure out what it is that God was trying to tell me to do. And now that I'm here, I'm so excited for it. I can't wait to share with you guys all that I have been working on. And this has been something that's been going on for years. I've done it for years, but now I will be professionally certified in it. Oh my God, like, can you believe that? Like, I'm going to be that-ish. Oh, I cannot wait to tell y'all how wonderful it is, what my plans are, where I'm at, and maybe I can help some of y'all, and, you know, and share a little bit more. But yeah, you know, whatever. But this company I'm working at, I kind of ran into that same situation, and I told you guys that story because my current boss is not as bad as my old female boss, which both of them are female. I prefer to work for men. I've always worked for men bosses, and I realized that whenever I work for a female boss, it's always this hate train, because the person that I am is, I like to do my job, right? If you pay me to do a good job, I'm gonna do a good job. I excel in my job. I love to learn. I'm always learning. I'm always trying to find a way to help others and serve. And sometimes I don't come off as like this negative Nancy shortcomings or anything like that. If you don't know it, like, I'll be the first one to share with you and tell you, hey, this is how you do that. Oh, you know what? That one wasn't the right way to do it. Let me just show you this is the way, and keep it in your record so you know what it is. Like that's who I am at work. They come to me. Everybody comes to me with the knowledge. So when I first got here, I don't know if I said it, but I'm on the leadership team. And I realized when I went to the Chicago trip for my leadership meeting, I'd be the only black person in the leadership team. Okay, the executive team now. I'm up there with the big boys. And I was like looking around the room, and I'm like, wait a minute, I'd be the only black. What's going on? There's a Spanish, some Asians, you know, that's the minorities. But the only black in the leadership group. And I'm fine with that. So one of the girls came over and she was like, oh my God. And she was like, this is who I am, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, nice to meet you. Like, they all came over because, you know, they talked to me in meetings and stuff like that. And I have my picture up on the thing. I don't think I've ever really turned my camera on for some of those meetings, but I definitely, you know, the leadership meeting, of course, we all see each other. And so before the meeting, when I first started, I was invited to a meeting to sit like on a panel discussing some stuff of knowledgeable things that I already know or am privy to. And so they were asking questions, and you know, I was giving my input, explaining to them what they need to do, what is it that they don't have. And the outside party was agreeing with me. It was like, yeah, she's right. Yes, this is what we need, blah, blah, whatever, whatever. And I had not known that the guy that is a part of my company went to like my big boss and said, you know, great things about me. Like, you know, I really like her. She's really insightful, blah, blah, whatever. So we were in our staff meeting, and my big boss mentioned to everyone, she's like, before we start the meeting, I need to give some kudos to someone. It was unsolicited. This was not me going out there asking anybody for any feedback, but I heard back from one of the businesses that, you know, Syn, they call me by my government name, but Syn, she made an impression on them, and they really enjoy having the conversations and the think tank conversations with her. And so I just want to say thank you for stepping in so quickly. I know you just got here, and you know, but you hit the ground running, and I really appreciate that, because our goal is to kind of, you know, like help the businesses and make sure that they're being taken care of, and you know, where we can alleviate some of their stresses and stuff like that, and assess their risk management, all that good shit, you know, she was talking about. And I was like, you know, thank you. My boss was on that call because it was leadership call, and let me tell you, she wasn't happy. After that little thing, man, she was on my ass with the micromanaging. That's the reason we going in the office today, because you hired me for a remote position, and after that whole situation, you started messaging and saying stuff like, oh, well, I'm going in the office, and I don't know if you want to meet, and we could have our meeting in the office. And I was like, well, who told you I want to go to the office? Like, at what point did you think I wanted to go to the office? Like, that is not what I signed up for, because that is not what you hired me for. And I suggest that you figure something out, because I want to go in the office when I feel like it, not when you feel like, oh, you upset because somebody said nice things about me, and now here you come with the bullshit of micromanaging now. So, once again, I made her look bad, I made the white lady look bad, and now the white lady's taking it out on me. So when God showed up at the door, and I've been the believer that when Jesus comes, because remember Shirley Caesar, something mama, I forgot what, dear mama, I don't remember what it's called, but she was talking about her mama in a song, Remember Mama. And when she was at church, she used to play Jesus and play church. And one day, her brother or sister came and said to the mom, Shirley Ann out there playing church. And then the mama looked out the door and she said, she ain't playing church no more. That's because Jesus showed up at the door. And he took the reins and he let Miss Shirley Ann, Miss Shirley Caesar know, it ain't time for you to play church no more. I need you to come do this job I want you to do. And she has done it well for years. So I always remember that. I always go back to that when it comes to like when Jesus shows up. Like that's like my, like I make the reference to that so that you can see it, tie it together. Because when Jesus comes and God comes knocking at the door, you feel it. Like some inside, deep down inside of you, you feel it. I don't know, you know, if you are not spiritual or whatever, but that feeling that you get where change is a necessary force and you can't stop it. I got that feeling because I was in the position where at first I was like, oh no, I cannot do this anymore. I was like, I can't do this microaggression shit anymore. I was like, let me tell y'all, I was having like sleepless nights. I kept double dipping myself, double checking myself. I'm in therapy and I'm like, you know, my therapist is like, what are you doing to cover your ass? Because she's determined to like make you out to be the bad guy. And I was up late in the night working on my computer, doing the shit that I've been doing for years. And I'm thinking it's me, I'm the problem. And I realized I wasn't the problem, honey. She just ain't know the job, so she can't tell me what to do. And then on top of that, they have sucky systems. So when I got my aha moment, I told my therapist, I said, this company will be the last company that I clock into. Just so I said it. Didn't feel no negativity, didn't feel no like scarcity mindset. Like I didn't feel scared of anything. Like there was fear, but there was not that fear where like, you know, if you're not afraid of taking that risk, then you're not living. It wasn't like that. It was just it was a set in stone thing. Like this is it. And I was answering to God, like literally answering to Him, saying, yes, this is it. I hear you. I'm sorry. I want what you're offering me, and I want it bad, and I know what I have to do to get it. And so, in that being said, I made the decision to shift my mindset, go with intent, with good intentions. Every time that I meet with her or have a conversation with her, she pisses me off, and you know she does that. But I don't hold on to it anymore. And look how it came full circle about holding on. And I mentioned to you guys, I don't hold on to it anymore. Because at the end of the day, right, holding on to it doesn't do anything for me. It only makes me stressful. It only makes my stomach hurt. I suffer with really bad anxiety. And so I try my best not to feel like I'm losing my shit because of some stupid, minuscule BS. And so I realized that I got to shift my focus and my thinking, and I have to pour into a different cup. And so the cup that I decided to pour into happens to be the cup where I'm on this new venture. So I'm taking my time, I'm pacing myself. I got enough time to get through what I need to do. I just got to be very intentional about how I deal with it, how I go about doing things, and making sure that I'm actually getting all that I need to get done. So I'm hoping you guys enjoy this little car chat because it really helps me. I feel good. I'm on the highway where the popo is always out, so we're gonna go listen to some music and kind of clear our minds because you know we vented and we unleashed some toxins in our bodies by airing out that stuff. And so I'm actually gonna go ahead